graded Math 7-8 students. We are working in Module 14, and this is Lesson 5. And Module 14, Lesson 5 is called Writing and Solving Linear Equations. Writing and Solving Linear Equations. So let's take a look at this. Writing and solving linear equations, the goal for today. Today we will practice writing and solving equations with geometry. Fun. Good times. Okay. The question that I want you to be thinking about is how can you use models to help you write equations? And actually this lesson is pretty awesome because we are building upon all the stuff that you guys already learned. And since you've got some good knowledge of that, this is going to be a pretty easy lesson. So check out this. Check this out. Check out this. Check this out. Basically, we've got a lot of information known about this drawing. We can see that there are two different angles being formed. This first angle, as you can see, is x degrees, and the second angle is x degrees times 3 minus 5, and then we know that this little chunk right here equals 143 degrees. Okay, so if we know that, we can set up an equation right away to figure out what x would be. And so basically they're telling us that this angle measure right in here, this section right in here, because of this arrow, is 143 degrees. So the first thing that it's asking us to do is it says, write an equation for the drawing above. So we can totally do that by saying that 3x minus 5 is equal to 143 degrees, and the reason we know that is because the arrow is pointing to it. So there's an equation. So now our job, it says, is to solve for the variable. And so we've been learning by using the build and undo chart that our variable is x. The first operation that we performed was to multiply it by 3. The second operation that we performed was subtracting 5 from it. So to undo that, to get the variable by itself, because that's what solving for a variable truly is you're getting the variable by itself, is that you need to add 5 and then divide by 3, and you're left with x. Okay, so let's try it. So we have 3x minus 5 equals 143 degrees. First thing it tells me to do is to add 5 to both sides, and when I add 5 to both sides, this becomes a zero pair, and I'm left with 3x on the left-hand side of the equation. This is going to be equal to 148, because 143 plus 5 is 148. Now I'm dividing by 3 because I'm trying to get that variable by itself. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 1 times x is x. And then I have to divide 148 divided by 3. 3 goes into 14 4 times, which is 12. 12 subtract from 14, and that gives you 2 leftovers. Bring down your 8. So 3 goes into 28 9 times, which is 27 with 1 left over. So we now know that x equals 49 1/3. All right, so x equals 49 1/3. The last step then is to figure out what is the size of this angle, because you already know what it is right here. You know that it's 143 degrees. So we know that one angle, the bigger angle, right, this guy, equals 143 degrees because that was given. So now we have to figure out what this guy is right here. All right, so I think we figured it out because it says that x equals 49 1/3. So you figured out both angle measures. Okay, and that's how you figure it out. Not too difficult, right? So using geometry to set up the equations to find out the value of your variable, and then you just go back and plug it in. And we don't actually have to plug anything in on this one specifically because it told you that this angle equals this much, so we could figure out what x is, and then this angle is only built of x, so now we know the degrees of both angles. We know that x is 49 1/3, and we know that the other one is 143 degrees. Okay? All right? That's all that we have for this lesson. So you're basically just remembering what you've learned about geometry and those things to help you set up equations so that you could solve for them. Today we will practice writing and solving equations with geometry, which we just did. How can you use models to help you write equations? Is you basically pay attention to what the data that they give you for your picture is, and then you set up the equation from there. Okay? I think you guys will like this lesson. It's pretty fun and pretty simple. And that's all I've got for you today. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.